Good morning. So over on Discord, I've begun structuring my days into diary entries. I started doing this about 2 weeks ago. Diary entries using threads and giving each day a date and a title. Today's title is Structured Day. And what I mean by that is that I'm going to attempt to use time today to structure two things. Better structure the days that as I live them, hour by hour, block by block, morning, midday, evening, 3 blocks. And then I'm also going to structure the life into 3 blocks. The decade of the 30s, the 30-year blocks, the 30 years from birth to age 30, 30 years from 31 to 60 now, and then another 30 years, wanton, hopeful 30 years to 90, hopefully good years, in order to see how they make them episodic, right? So I'm thinking about it now as I head towards Lawson at Kusanagi Station, where I'll sit and do my my good life meditation and sit with my notebook and add more details. Let's go. And welcome to the day. See this street? See if I can get very far down this. I'm not gonna push my luck. This is a street that for a long time, wow, look at that. Hold on. I had to stop and take a photo. I'll share that photo afterwards. You know what? Hold on. I had to stop and take another photo because I realized the first photo had the long timer thinger that iPhones do, and it's going to be artificially lit. So I had to make another shot, and I'll add both to the end. You can pick which one you like. Let me know maybe in comments. Anyway, I used to make a bees lined up these stairs right here because I would get busted. This is an alternate route. This is the route I would take on rainy days to work because it kind of is a shortcut between my home and work. And always, if I tried to do one of those Lyle's Brother video where I'm talking at the camera, pontificating away, someone would come out of one of these houses and glare at me. I mean, I wasn't even talking loud, but it would invariably happen. And I'm taking a risk walking down this road now at like 5:15 a.m. I've never walked this road this early. So far, nobody's come out to glare at me. Maybe I've matured beyond glare reproach. Here's another set of stairs I would duck up sometimes. So it would start over there, I'd round that corner, blah, 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 down the road. I mean, I would really be careful, moderate my speech, not too loud. And invariably someone would come out. Looks like I got a camera on that one. Hey, it looks like I almost made it. Maybe this signifies a change. Oh my God, there's someone up there looking at me. Look at that, see? It always happens. He just ducked away. Did you see that? There was a figure at the very end looking down the road at me. It always happens on this road. This morning I decided to stop at Lawson Station, the other one, because on the north end of the station, the Gakuen, the school entrance. I got myself a 100 yen Boss coffee. 100 yen, that's good. Look at these. Those are some good looking snacks. I think those are from Fuji. Those are really good right there. But I'm not here for snacks. I'm going to sit and talk at the camera. Approaching the tunnel of gratitude. And I am. Yikes. Is that what I think it is? No. That's not blood. I hope not. I'll share with you guys something that I find funny and interesting and heartening at the same time. I may have mentioned, you may have seen, if you watch enough of my videos, that I've mentioned that we've turned a corner in terms of responsibility. Now that all the money for the house is out of America and in Japan, it's all in Yumiko's hands now. And I told her that, my work here is done. Because I earned it, and I got it to Japan, and it's all in your hands now to buy the house. And it's all done. And she told me yesterday how she keeps, because we don't finish the transaction until next week. And she told me she keeps checking the bank account to make sure the money is still there. And I'm like, yeah, my work here is done. It's in her hands now. But then once the house is paid for, then both our work are done. And we can both relax a little easier. But I forgot just how, I haven't forgotten, it's still keen in my mind, how present and driving the last couple of years have been, trying to figure out, how we're going to get to Japan, find a house, buy it, pay for it, and all that stuff. And I don't want this memory to die. I don't want to ever think that life is ever anything like easy, or at least not for very long. Okay, let's take a look at Mount Fuji. I think it's visible today. Maybe a little too early for the light upon the face, but let's see what's unfolding as we wrap around this 6 a.m. hour. And every day, the dawn creeps closer and closer. Ooh, there's a little touch of pink to it. There he is. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's stunning. Mount Fuji. And over the Valley of Tea here with those beautiful clouds. Oh my gosh. My eyes keep darting from the camera lens to the real thing. The real thing is like a slap in the face by a pretty woman. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Assuming it's all in playful jest, right? She's not slapping me for any untoward reason. That's stunning. Let's get a photo. Don't tell my wife about the pretty lady slapping me. Here's a house that I believe is an Akiya, empty house, and I remember this house from when I lived here before. It's in a strange place beside this cosmetics factory, a big old parking lot, and the river. Yeah, that's the same river that my house is on, Yoshida River. Anyway, I always thought it was interesting. It has a big back lot, and it's a relatively new house, and it's kind of landlocked. Isn't that fascinating? I mean, I guess you could get a parking spot here, but it looks like it's pretty good construction. Looks like it's about the same type of construction that my house is. They got the same kind of windows and stuff, but it doesn't look like anybody's living there. No poles out on the laundry pole. The yard could use a mow, at least. But there are propane tanks. Look at that. That's a sure sign someone's still living there, because the propane company will come take back their bottles otherwise. But look at that. That looks like a gas meter. What the heck? It's got city gas and propane? Why both? But look at that. There's a screen on the inside that's kind of askew. There goes the bullet train. Bullet train adjacent to Akiya. At first I remember passing this when I was living in Japan before and thinking, what a neat place to live that would be. Because back then I was kind of a little more antisocial. But have I changed? I wonder. See, it's just all by itself. Yeah, bullet train adjacent. Tomei Expressway adjacent. Yoshida River adjacent. Okay, I think I straightened up the audio a little bit. You never know. Anyway, let me explain. So Yumiko and I had a pretty intense morning. Not intense in any bad way, although Yumiko told me that she was feeling a little, well, we like to say out of sorts when we simply mean a little down, right? And the reason being You know, she's brand new. I retired before her. She's only 21 days into fully retired, and she's like, "Wow, Kurt, I'm already feeling disconnected without my job." Even though she was only working like an hour a day, still it gave her some connection. And this jibes, if that's the right word, with the warning that we've received, both of us, when we set out to retire, that we better fill our lives with time and useful activities. I've even had some really smart people that are around me, like Jim, telling me, you know, in his way, like, hell, if I'd ever retire, I think he said, what the hell would I do with myself? At the time I was like, well, you just got to figure something out. Jim was right. Jim, if you see this, you were right. It's no small thing. We had a good talk. We walked the dogs for a long time this morning, and we talked together, and we realized that there's nothing much we can do between now. There goes another bullet train. There's nothing much we can do between now and getting the house. We're in this, like I told her, it's like getting a job. I think I said this in my live this morning. It's like getting a new job and being a week away from starting the job. You want to get started in the new life because it's new everything, right? But you can't do anything about it because the job doesn't start for a week. So I said, when that has happened, you just kind of like enjoy the free time a little bit, but you can't really enjoy it because this new thing is coming, right? And so I said, let's just enjoy it. So we went back home. We grabbed Dad, took him out shopping, got lunch, came back, and Yumiko and I have, since that time, been rolling up our sleeves together, arm in arm practically, knowing, without talking about it, knowing what we're going to do. We're going to spend literally one more week until we get the keys. And then when we get the keys, we'll begin our new life in earnest. And we will work together, talking actively, to structure out how we're going to live our lives and spend our time. In my live this morning, my Good Life meditation, which I do live every day at 5:30, about 5:30 a.m., between 5:30 and 6 a.m. here in Japan. Join me on YouTube. And I go over the Good Life Creed and, at least the objectives. And I talk about the last 24 hours, the coming day, and ready myself for death. In that, I talked about how I've got my little notebook here, and I sectioned off my life into 3 quadrants. Well, a quadrant would be 4, right? 3 thirds. The first third, 30-year chunks. The first 30 years, 0 to 30, that's the training stage of life. 30 to 60, the working stage of life. 60 to 90, what would that? I wrote it down, but I can't remember quite what I said it was. It was like the plane? No, it wasn't plane. It was, I've got it right here. Here's my little book. I keep it with me all the time. Oh, you can't read. Nobody can read my writing. The training time, the working time, and the living time, and the fun and fulfillment time. And that's what this is. Now, there's no guarantee I'm gonna make it to 90. I wouldn't take that bet. But there's no reason I can't get another good 6 to 10 years out of this. So I'm lifting my eyes up, aiming towards the future, engaging heartily with my wife, as I've always done, as she's always done with me. She's the one that reached out to me this morning during the walk to open up and share her thoughts. And we had that good talk. And we'll move forward. That's why there's not much content, because for the rest of the day, I just kept the camera down and just hunkered under together. But now I'm out for my late afternoon solo walk, and I'll share with you. It's across the street. I remember this house from back in the day, and I remember that car, which seemed like a contrast, that little Mini Cooper with this old, beautiful, old-style house. Cool, isn't that cool? I'm having real moments of deja vu on this walk. This little street here, I remember so much of it. Nothing's changed. Is it only me that's changed? No, that can't be true, but it feels that way. Honestly, I feel like I might have another book in me. How to retire in some number of steps, not easy steps. See this thing here? This is an incinerator. You don't see them as much as you used to. And you just lift this little this little thing up there, and you put your stuff in there, and it burns and sends the smoke up there. But these are pretty much from back in the day, and a lot of times you see them down next to the river like this. But if you do it now, the city will come by and give you a hard time. I know that because my father-in-law did that, because he was a craftsman, and he would burn stuff until the city came by and said, "We don't do that anymore." What do you got to say up there? Did I tell you I'm really starting to feel like I'm back? Really, really am. In the best way. It's good. There's a place that may have once been a restaurant or something next to this river. It's called River. Oh, it's a coffee shop. But, well, I mean, it looks well maintained. It says Coffee River. Coffee River. That's an interesting idea. This is a pretty little section right here. These are cherry trees, like I've said before. Lots of big koi swimming around in there, splashing. Cootie looking things. If you guys know it, Japan is famous for clean streets, but the rivers aren't usually that clean. At least not in the urban section. Let's continue along. This is walking in Japan, by the way. Oh, hey, actually, I can go up here. I was hoping to get a cup of coffee, or not, a can of coffee. But so far, I haven't found any machines because I've been taking all the wrong streets. I know you can get down there, to that little concrete wall down there. There's a way to get down right up here. Maybe we'll take a walk down there if we get there. I'll leave the camera on for a second, because that's how I do things. As softypapa. Softypapa is a guy who doesn't edit so much as compiles. And then the compilation gets served up whole, to be consumed or not, as the viewer decides. Ooh, there's the flank of Mount Fuji. See that? But the mountain has disappeared into the clouds. Okay, well, I guess I was wrong. This gate used to be open. Used to be able to walk down there, but no more. Because I've walked down there and then walked along the river before. Yep, it's all locked up. No more. That says, Kiken, Koko de wa asobenai. So don't play here. It's a dangerous place. It certainly is. I'm at the crossroads. If you go up there, that goes up to Hirayama, and the mountains have some great place for adventure. I'm not quite ready to do that, so instead I'll make a left turn here. Why am I not ready to do that? It's just not time. Priorities, prerequisites, dependencies. The terms of my project management life come back to remind me of things in their due course, in their due time. Hey, a big thanks to my Patreon supporters. You guys are buying me a cup of coffee, and I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to pull into this 7-Eleven right here where they have great cans of coffee. And not cans of coffee, you can get it from the machine. You've seen me maybe do it before, and I appreciate your support. You make it possible to fuel me up as I'm walking in Japan. That was awkward. I got my coffee, so I walked in, and there's a lot of foreigners working at these convenience stores these days, and there were two young women, not Japanese. One appeared to be a trainee, and I thought I had this all practiced down. I wanted to get a regular cup, hot coffee, regular size, ne? And it's worked in the past. And I walked up to the counter, a couple of feet around, I pulled out my little money purse thing, opened it out, it said, hot coffee, regular size. And as I said it, I spilled my money all over the place. It went rolling everywhere. And then I didn't know how to use the machine. But hey, I'm stepping up. I'm trying my best. Got my coffee. And thank you, supporters. Jim, if you see this, this is directed at you, this message. We had chatted a little this morning, via text message. about, interest running out. And I mentioned that my interest in going to the mountains is different, but I responded back almost vociferously. I could hear myself typing, I haven't lost interest in the mountains, because the mountains are where the thoughts come, just like the desert was where the thoughts come. But I don't need to go to the desert anymore because I've squeezed that particular venue dry, because there's particular types of thoughts that come in these particular types of places. That's a pleasant little park. Is that park open to everybody? Look at that. That's a nice little park. Look at that. But it's got a little gate. Oh, I bet it's for this. Oh, it's for them, I bet. Yep. So it's not open to the public. Good thing I didn't go in. So, Jim, I'm definitely interested. Just like, and the same thing is happening right now. I'm out for this walk, and the thoughts just flow back. The thinking. It's like the freeing, the unclogging a damned river. And this is also, Jim, why I like to be alone so much, because the thoughts also come then. When I'm alone, there's an orchestra of thinking going on inside my head that silences when I'm with others. And the silence is deafening. Hey, there's that Akia guy that we saw the other day. I circle back to there. Okay, I'm turning the camera off now because we're going past the Hoikoen, place, school, and I don't want to think I'm filming the kids. Oh, I forgot to tell you one of the things that Yumiko and I did today. After lunch with Dad, we went to the government center to register our new address, and I'm official. It says, she even updated my resident card. My house is my new address. I told Yumiko, I said, so even though it's not ours, I could go over there today and traipse around in the yard. And if someone said, what business do you have here? To rip out my resident card. See, I live here. Yumiko was hesitant. She didn't get her. I don't know why I got mine updated, but she didn't get my number card updated. She said because she didn't want any. Oh, I know it, because she didn't want any official documents going to them in case it wasn't quite ours yet. So she's waiting. Yeah, because all the official stuff's in her name. I'm just in the shotgun passenger seat. Okay, finally a video clip that isn't looking at me. Those characters up there say tonkatsu. That's a tonkatsu shop, which is a type of like a deep fried cutlet shop. And I wanted to share with this because they're having a little bit of struggle these days due to the fact that they serve copious amounts of cabbage with their meals, and cabbage prices have gone through the roof in Japan. So, and you're supposed to be able to get all the cabbage you want. No kawari, and get more cabbage if you want. But it's really, really expensive to buy cabbage now. So this is what they look like. I'm not too fond of these at my age, because something like this would just knock me out. So with cabbage prices where they are, people aren't ordering that as much. Here's a house that looks like it might be Akia, but you can see there's one window on with a light on there, and by the door. Clearly someone still lives there. And there's their car park right over there. Sometimes things that look like Akia really aren't. Good, very, very healthy. Always mama's.
You can see it.
Yeah, it's hard to see, but that's yummy. There's all kinds of veggies in there, and tofu, and meat, and we got some rice, and pickles, kimchi, and water, and a dog. Let's go. Itadakimasu. Well, we're finishing up the evening. Yoko didn't join us. She worked late, so she couldn't come. We had a good discussion about bath options. reforming, remodeling the bath, either getting a new bath from a home center, a contractor, or the vendor themselves. We talked to ChatGPT about the various options. I think we're probably going to go with the home center option. We'll see. But that'll be it for today. Thanks for joining us. Lots of activity here around the sports center this evening. Get home, have a bath ourselves, get to bed. Have a good one. Take care.